Hello and welcome to Cricket Tales. My name's Tom Tregenza and I'm a Professor of Evolutionary Ecology at the University of Exeter's campus in Cornwall. And my job is to study evolution. Now, evolution is very important, mainly because that is why the whole of the living world is like it is and is in existence. It's evolved from very simple life forms into the incredible range of animals and plants that we see today. And evolution is also important because it helps us understand what might happen in the future if the world changes. And we know that the world is changing because the climate is warming up. So we need to understand evolution to predict what's going to happen. And this might sound a bit weird, but the way that I study evolution is to study crickets. Now, as you probably know, crickets are insects. They're a little bit like grasshoppers. They're very closely related to grasshoppers and bush crickets, which we have lots of in the United Kingdom. We have crickets here too, but you don't see them quite as often. They tend to be dark and they live on the ground, and they often have burrows. And the ones that we study have burrows, but because they're not so common in Britain, we study them in northern Spain. And the reason that we can study crickets in order to understand important things about how evolution works is because the way that evolution works is very similar across all species. So for instance, if the climate changes and let's say it gets a bit hotter in the middle of the day, then it might be good for crickets to avoid being quite so active in the middle of the day when it's really hot. So if some crickets have got genes, which are the little codes that we have inside us that build our body, if some crickets have got genes that predispose them, mean that they're more likely to get up early in the morning, then those crickets might tend to do a bit better if the climate warms up because they get up early in the morning, they're very busy at that time, and then they can avoid being quite so busy later in the day. And then what you might find is that those early rising crickets have more offspring, they have more babies, and those babies also carry those genes that say get up early in the morning, and so you have more get up early in the morning genes in the population. And what's happened there is the population has evolved to include more individuals that get up early in the morning. But all of this requires that there's variation in the population, genetic variation. These genes for what time you get up in the morning have to have different types, and that's what we're going to look at today. That and some other possible differences in behaviour, sources of variation in behaviour between individuals. So what we've been doing to try to study this is in a meadow in northern Spain in a secret location. We have to keep it secret because we've got 140 video cameras in there and it's a meadow, so we can't keep it all secure. And in that field, we've got little tags attached to every cricket that we can find. And one of the reasons we like crickets is because they build these burrows and they run into their burrow if they think they're going to be attacked by a predator. So we know where they're going to be and we can set up cameras next to these burrows. And we've recorded over 1 million hours of video of all these different crickets in this meadow, and there are hundreds of crickets in the meadow, and all of them have got their own unique little tag number letter combination on them. And what we need is your help to look at the variation in these crickets in this meadow. So what you're going to be doing is looking at some of the video that we've collected in our meadow. And this is video that has probably never been watched by anyone before. You guys are the first people looking at this video. And what you'll do is watch the videos and record some things about the behaviour of the crickets. Now, quite often the cricket's going to be down its burrow, and that's going to be a very easy video to watch because you'll just go, okay, I didn't see a cricket. Other times you'll see the cricket and you'll need to record its behaviour, and there's instructions that you're going to get about how to do that. So with this work, you're helping us to look at how much variation there is and helping us to understand how evolution works. So thank you very much for your help and enjoy Cricket Tales.